to the car back in the Mag 7s, if you're a sole driver, you just leave the car with the engine running in the pit lane for 60 seconds and then you get going again. It works subtly different for them because of the multi-point roll cages. It is Christian Pittard that leads. It is Tim Davis. I was right there in second position from fourth on the grid. He's had a very good start. Peter Ratcliffe is there in third place. He only bought this car a weekend or so ago. It was the ex-Simon Smith car that has been hugely successful in Magnificent Sevens, and now Tim Davis is going for the lead of the race. The two Boss Racing teammates almost together, but it's still nose to tail. Pittard leads, Davis second, Peter Ratcliffe there in third place, Jonathan Mitchell, the pole sitter, in fourth, Gary Bate and Richard Carter complete the top six. Mike Aikins is there is in seventh place. Eighth place is Stephen Nuttall. Charles Holroyd is there in ninth place, and it's Chris Aubrey, car number 555, that completes the top 10 at this stage. And it looks as though everybody, I think, is safely through the first lap. Yeah, everybody has come through at the end of the first lap of racing, so we've not had anybody lose out as they propel themselves down the Bentley Straight for the second time of asking. Is Tim Davis going to become sufficient to tow from Christian Pittard to go for the lead of the race? The two Boss Racing teammates, I'm sure, will try and work together in the early stages to try and build an advantage if they can over everybody else. One thing they really ought not to be doing is squabbling, and no, Tim Davis has lost out because it's now Peter Ratcliffe who's up into second position. The lead four just breaking away, and Peter Ratcliffe, is he going to go for the lead of the race? Not quite under braking for Murray, so nose to tail of the trio with Jonathan Mitchell just a shade further back in the blue car in fourth place. As they now come over the start-finish line, Peter Ratcliffe in second place is going to lose out here. So Tim Davis picks up the tow, jinks out from behind, tries the left-hand side of the circuit but can't quite do it, so tucks himself back behind as they thread their way for the second time round through the right-hander at Richie's corner. And Tim Davis is having another nibble by the look of things, which I don't think again is going to be successful on the run in towards Wilson. Just sort of seems to break that little bit later than Peter Ratcliffe, but then gets on the brakes a little bit harder, so the gap that was closing up unfortunately ends up being back where it was again by the time they exit the corner. So down at the Bentley Straight they'll go. The top four looking fairly equidistantly spread. First flying lap, the fastest lap has gone the way of the car in second place. Peter Ratcliffe, 1 minute 17.3. Well, it's a 1 minute 15.5 was the pole time in qualifying. And as the leading quartet turn their way through Brundle, through Nelson, and then start to press the accelerator, shift up through the gears, round through the bomb hole, it is Christian Pittard that leads, and now in second place is Peter Ratcliffe, third place is Tim Davis, fourth is still Jonathan Mitchell. This place is going to be Richard Carter. Yes, still Richard Carter is there in fifth position, and sixth place now I think is Gary Bates. I think Mike Aikins is the one that's lost out over the course of that lap. Let's just have a quick look now as they come over the start-finish line. No, there is Mike Aikins. So Gary Bates is dropping down through the order, which would tend to suggest all is not well with the Team Leo's car, and Luke Stevens has come off the pit wall, the owner of the team, to look down the pit lane to see what is happening. And is Gary Bates destined for the pit lane? No, he's still continuing. Car heads over the start-finish line, and the lap from Gary Bates sees him lose almost 10 seconds and drop down to 13th place, car number 52, a driver who arguably ought to be right at the sharp end of this race. So there's work to be done there. Christian Pittard in the lead of the race, posted the new fastest lap that time through. The lead advantage stretching to 0.8 of a second between himself and Peter Ratcliffe in the fastest lap, with a 1 minute 17.182. Let's see whether he can stretch the advantage yet further between himself and the man from Leatherhead, but you can see the top four still together. Peter Ratcliffe in second place under huge pressure from Tim Davis, who needs to attack and defend at the same time because he's got the blue machine of Jonathan Mitchell right behind him. 4 rounds 1 through the left-hander at Murray. And despite the fact that they're all sort of squabbling and holding each other up, it's not really as yet bringing the fifth place car, number 42 of Richard Carter, into the mix. So through they go. Order still remains the same. Pittard, Ratcliffe, Davis, Mitchell, and this time it's Jonathan Mitchell in fourth place that posts the fastest lap of the race. The top 4 cars covered by half a second exactly, 0.500 of a second. 1 minute 16.634 for Jonathan Mitchell in fourth place now gives him the fastest lap of the race. And the winner of this race, unlike the Tintops where you had yourself a 30-second penalty for the rest of the season, the way it works in the CSCC Tintop is that the overall winner of each one of the groups, because we've got 3 different groups here, will incur a 5-place grid penalty on their next qualifying position. and if you then win again, you hand yourself another 5-second grid penalty. Each consecutive win adds up until you no longer win your group, simple as that. So that's the way it works for Magnificent 7, subtly differently. Into the pits and into retirement goes Charlie Ginn by the look of things. Yeah, so the Westfield SCIW heads into the pit lane, and that is going to be it by the look of things for the number 77 car, qualified 27th quickest. Now for the race. Most leaders already looking to try and thread their way through some traffic. Over the start-finish line they'll go. It's Andy Yeomans, I think, that is the car that they've already gone through and passed. That's Tim Ralph they passed this time as they go over the start-finish line. The 1600cc Caterham Road Sport going a lap down. The lead four. The gap has actually come down again. It's exactly 0.5 of a second. Well, it's now 0.466 of a second. That covers the gap between Jonathan Mitchell and the car ahead. Christian Pittard still to lead the race, and still the car's bottled up behind him as they head down the Bentley straight. And this time through, I think Peter Ratcliffe had got the advantage up on the brakes at Wilson, and now Christian Pittard is trying to fight back by the look of things as they go down the Bentley straight. You can't see what happens through Brundle and Nelson this weekend. Camera systems not fully updated over the course of the winter period, but they will be back working together in the next week or so, because they've improved the camera systems down there but haven't got the hardware at the commentary box end. And now there's lots of traffic that needs to be dealt with. Rob Oliver's car is the next car that they're going to want to try and squeeze their way through. That's the dark green and Dayglow machine, but it is still Christian Pittard at the Ratcliffe in second position, Tim Davis in third place, Jonathan Mitchell still sitting there in fourth place. They thread their way through the traffic neatly and tidily. I think Chris Taylor's car has also gone a lap down, car number 62. So there's a couple of back markers dealt with, and Mr. Ratcliffe looks to try and squeeze his way up the inside, heading in towards the braking area for Richie's corner, but nothing doing there. So the order still remaining the same, and the top four pretty much tied together. Round through the right-hander at Brundle. Leonard Nelson. There has been a change to third though. Jonathan Mitchell made it through and ahead of Tim Davis on the brakes at Wilson Corner. So that has been a change. The number 4 car now up into third place. The black and Dayglow car of Tim Davis down into fourth, but he's got the extra pace in a straight line to work his way back through and ahead once more. So 2.4 litre engine cars out front, all very evenly matched. We'll bring you through the order of the class leaders as well before too much longer. The pit window, by the way, is also just a minute and 20 seconds away from opening. And as they thread their way towards it already the 7th time of asking through Coram towards the braking area for Murray, the top 4 still remain exactly as they were, albeit the gaps are negligible to say the least. Pittard from Ratcliffe, Davis from Jonathan Mitchell. Over the start finish time they will go. Next time through, the pit window will be open. There's more traffic that needs dealing with. Pete Basterfield's number 63 car moves neatly out of the way and allows the lead trio to go through. Jonathan Mitchell just a shade further back that time through. We'll guide you through the top 10, because next time they come round, the pit window will be open. Leading the race by just 0.3 of a second is number 45, Christian Pittard. Second is number 31, Peter Ratcliffe. Third is number 8, Tim Davis. And fourth is number 4, Jonathan Mitchell. Fifth is 42, which is Richard Carter. Sixth is number 37, Mike Aikins. Seventh is 46, Stephen Nuttall. Up to 8th now again is number 52, Gary Bates, who had dropped down to 12th, 13th position, so he's starting to make progress again. 9th place is 555, Chris Aubrey, and the first of the non-Caterhams in the field, completes top 10 now, which is the Elite Motorsport Pulse of Austin Greenway, the number 41 yellow and black machine. So that's the order of the top 10. Pit window is now seconds away from opening. The race leaders are about to reappear back towards the bomb hole, and for the first time there's a little bit of daylight now between Christian Pittard and Peter Ratcliffe, but there is a raft of traffic just up the road, and now could be a sensible lap to come in, because the traffic will slow your pace. So you can see that some people are ready in the pit lane. It's not going to be Christian Pittard or any of the top 4 that come in this time through. They're going to thread their way still through the traffic. Pittard leads from Ratcliffe, Davis and Mitchell. Matt, what have you got?
Yeah, we've got one car in the pit lane already before the pit stop window, but that is a problem. Number 86, Stephen Riley. There looks like there's some fluid leaking towards the front of the car, maybe oil or that sort. So Stephen Riley brought it in, and I think that's going to be day done for him, unfortunately. So no further for the number 86 machine as the bonnet goes back onto the car, and as the pit window now opens, in comes number 42, Richard Carter.
So Richard Carson is the first of the pit stoppers, and unfortunately that means that Stephen Riley has retired from Ross Westfield and Charlie Gibb. Ross and Stephen Riley 10k Indies, and there's only one non-Caterham still circulating. The pulse in the hands of Austin Greenaway, other than that everything else is Caterham 7 shaped. Christian Pittard, new fastest lap of the race for the race leader last time through, stretching the lead advantage to north of 3/4 of a second almost for the first time in the race. It's up to 0.816 of a second, but that new fastest lap being a 1 minute 16.626 for our race leader. However, he's back under pressure once more from Peter Ratcliffe this time as they headed towards the braking area for Williams. Jonathan Mitchell's now in the third place. Davis is down into fourth position. The leading pair continue round into the pit lane. That's Peter Hargrove, I think, that's coming to the pit lane. Peter was circulating just outside of the top 20. Bicycle dealer from down in the south of the country, the wheel of his Superlight R. So, Ratcliffe will try and grasp the lead of the race away from Jonathan Mitchell. A pair of them still in the same order when they disappeared out of my view. When they reappear back into view at the top of the Bentley Straight, the order has changed. Peter Ratcliffe has gone through at Wilson and has taken up the lead of the race from Christian Pittard. So they head down the Bentley Straight, and Pittard now is going to pick up the tow from Peter Ratcliffe and see what else he might be able to do to squeeze